Okay, here's something fun I thought I would share. Some people like the look of fake suppressors. On a 16-inch rifle, a fake suppressor will make it look like an 11.5 inch with a suppressor. 11.5s just look a lot better. You know, that little dinky 16-inch barrel sticking out real far. But some people want that look on an even shorter barrel, and no one makes something like that. So I thought I would. Now this is a 11.5 inch barrel with a fake suppressor. It makes it look like an 8.5 inch with a suppressor. And this isn't finished. It's just test fitted. It still needs to be soldered together and then coated. I'll probably use some Alumahide too or something on it to make it nice and black. And this is why they're custom made and nobody makes one. You can see where the gas block here is. This is a fake suppressor from Spikes Tactical. It's an 1.5 inch outside diameter. The problem is that 1.5 inch outside diameter will not fit over the gas block. Now I turned this one down to see if I could get it to clear at all, and it got close, and it does fit over the gas block. And then it dawned on me, this is not concentric. It's not even. There's more on one side than the other, which means this needs to go even further higher, and in doing so there'll be no material left over. So by the time you clearance it enough to fit, you have no fake suppressor. So what we did is made our own, and you can see it's a much larger diameter tube, so much so that the spikes actually fits inside it. But that allows it to slide over and still have enough room to clear completely, and yet it is just big enough. Let's see if we can't show you this here without dropping the camera, and we'll do the other end because it's the same diameter inside no matter what. The Spikes can has tons of room inside. This one just barely fits inside, and that is why no one makes them, because the tolerances are so that it wouldn't be guaranteed to fit. And we'll show you how tight the tolerances are on this. And this is our fake suppressor that we made. You can see it's fairly tight, how well that fits in there. So that'll be silver soldered on the inside, so it'll be permanently attached. You can see the material is so thin that if you were to attempt to thread over this piece, you'd have really no material left, so there's no point in trying to even thread that. And if you wanted to make one of these at home, it's just trial and error. Just make it so it fits. Every rail is going to be slightly different, so how much material you need to start with is going to vary. This one started with 1 3/4 inch outside diameter, 60-61 tubing, and it's 1.5 inch inside diameter, so we took quite a bit of material off of it. This started out as 1 3/4 inch solid, 60-61 round stock, round bar, and I may put some holes on it like a fake can, I don't know yet. I just chamfered the edge and put a little crown on it and recessed it back and drilled and tapped it 1/2-28 deep enough to just barely cover the threads. And a tip, if you are going to make one of these, I would not use a crush washer because it would be really hard to get this tight and keep it from loosening up. I would use a regular split lock washer. It would give you better tension, be easier to tighten up. But pretty simple, pretty easy to make. And here we can see it all put back together. If we zoom out, you can see how it makes a nice small package, kind of like an MP5 SD. There's a regular 11.5 inch full auto above it. You can see it's barely any longer. That's just something different to do. If you're bored, or if you live in a state where you can't have a can, or you just don't feel like getting a tax stamp to have the look, or if you just own too many ARs and you want something different because you're bored.